Defining success. What is success anyway? What does it look like? What does it mean? How do we get there? You know, we ask ourselves that question when we're searching for the answer to why is my life a mess? Why have I failed at life? You know, if you're like me, maybe you woke up one day and you're like, okay, how did I get here? Like, I did not sign up for this. I made great decisions. I thought I was achieving goals to make me successful, make me happy, and here I am, and I am not happy. Raise your hand, because that was me for 15 years. The thing is, success is really defined by you. It's not one cut and dry thing for everybody. Everybody needs to follow their own path for success, because once you end up at a spot that someone else has told you to go, you're like, how did I get here? This is not for me. Think about going on vacation. Somebody says, hey, you should go to XYZ hotel, and then so you do, and you get there and you're like, well, this sucks. It's because everybody has a different perspective and different desires, different priorities, and that's the same with success. So if that sounds like you, if you have felt like you've failed at life at one point in time, or maybe you're just not happy with where you are, this video is for you. If you're new here, if we haven't met yet, my name's Erin Cook, and I teach incredibly busy people just like you how to be happy and feel freedom and joy again by simplifying their daily activities and their lives. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. One of the most important things that I do is help people redefine success based on their terms, not somebody else's, and also achieve that success as well in order to be happy, because that's really what it's about, right? So here is my 5-step process for going about this. How do we define success? And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. We do weekly trainings like this just for you to make your life easier, to make your life simpler, and to make your life more fun and enjoyable. So go ahead and subscribe right here. And I want you to stay tuned. So let me take you back when I was in college. Back in 1995, I started college. My first couple weeks, I absolutely hated it. The reason was I was going to be a physical therapist. Now, I came from high school where the girls told me I would be nothing. I was too ugly, too yucky, whatever. You know, so I had really low self-confidence. So I was going to become a physical therapist because that's what my boyfriend was going to do, right? I couldn't think for myself back then. I was a mess, okay? So the thing was, I really inside wanted to do something with music or theater. But do you think people said, oh, that's great, go for it, when I told them that? Come on. It was, what are you gonna do in that area? You can't make any money, right? Can't make any money. If I'd only known. So I went to school to be a physical therapist. And right away, I knew that I hated every minute of it and I would never love physical therapy no matter what I did. But guess what? What stuck in my head was people's reactions. What would they say if they found out I was switching majors and going to be something in the music or theater major? They wouldn't be as excited, right? So I didn't feel like I would be successful if I did that. And that's what I was longing for. I wanted to be successful because my whole high school career, I never felt that way. It didn't matter that I got good grades, that I had a wonderful family. I didn't feel successful, and that's what I was searching for. And I was doing that by trying to be something I wasn't. So guess what? I stuck with it. I hated every minute of it, but I became a physical therapist 4 years later. I chose to do it in 4 years instead of 5 because I wanted to impress people even more. Okay, it was a 4 to 5 year program and I chose the 4-year track. Completely just piled on top of me the stress of being a physical therapist. So fast forward 9 years later, I lost my daughter. She passed away shortly after birth. And that's when I started to evaluate everything in my life. I mean, I evaluated my work, my family, my house, where I lived, what city I lived in, what I could change about everything in my life, because that's when the crap hits the fan, right? Is when you go through a tragedy. And that's exactly what I did. I just said, okay, can I change this? Because guess what? My life is not where I want it to be, and it's gonna stop right now. Have you ever had that moment where you said, you know what? Enough is enough. I cannot live like this. And maybe you're having that moment now, and that's what brought you to this video. But it was enough is enough for me. And that's when I started figuring things out, okay? It was a long process for me, so that's why I want to share my answers with you. I didn't know exactly what I needed to do. All I knew is that I needed to change. So success is different for everybody, right? If we think about a roadmap and say that one person says they want to go to California, that's gonna be their success. They're gonna take a different road than send you to California if California is success, okay? Visualize it with me. You know what I mean? If somebody's from New York, they're not going to take the same roads and the same map as somebody from Florida. You're coming from two different places, two different paths. You're going to take two different paths to that success. That's what you need to figure out, okay? In order to get success, you need to know what it is first. And that's what we're going to do today. And then you can figure out how to get there. So grab a pen and paper. That's the best way to learn this. If you don't write things down, you don't remember it, and you don't take action. So grab a pen and paper right now. Put me on pause and do that. The first thing I want you to write down are your values, your morals, and most importantly, your priorities in life. What do you put an emphasis on in life? When you die, what do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be remembered as the person that had a fancy house? Or do you want to be remembered as the person who helped other people? Do you want to be remembered for being honest, for teaching your children how to work hard, for teaching others about God? What is it that's a priority in your life that matters and that you want to be non-negotiable about? Meaning you don't want to cave under pressure and sacrifice any of those things. What are your non-sacrificial points in your life? Priorities, morals, values, all that stuff that's important to you. If you're hardworking, put that down. If that's a priority, you want to be hardworking. All right, these are things that we're going to reference a little later, so you need to write these things down. Okay, so that's number one: priorities, values, and morals. Point number two: what have you done in your past? Or maybe what are you doing right now that you feel like, you know what, if I achieve this, or maybe I achieved it in the past, I don't think it's really going to make me happy or make me feel successful in life. Can you think of something like that? Mine was physical therapy, but I've also done a ton of other things. You know, I've said yes to being a leader of something just because I thought it would make me feel more important and have people look at me differently. What have you been doing or trying to achieve? Maybe you're just trying to go, you know, you see people going like this in the mirror on Facebook and posting their pictures of their big muscles, and you're like, man, I wish I looked like that. I'm gonna make that a goal of mine. Is that gonna make you happy? Is that gonna make you successful? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but some people do things just because other people are doing them, and they feel like they should be doing them too to be successful. Okay, do you see what I mean? So think about anything in your past that you want to acknowledge, which is good. It's one of the points of this exercise, and anything that you might be doing now that you're thinking, kind of doesn't jive with my priorities. Okay, so I want you to write that down in step number 2. All right, step number 3, I want you, and this is the fun part, to figure out all of the activities you would do if you had a dream day. Just a day for you to do whatever it is you wanted, whatever made you happy and valued those priorities that you wrote down. So would it be you would sleep in till 8 o'clock if you have kids? Would you go to the gym? Would you join that exercise group that you've wanted to join that maybe you haven't had time to? Would you want to coach soccer? Would you want to be able to spend the day with your kids without your phone? Like, what would that day look like to you? That would be one of mine. Throw away my phone for a while. That would be awesome. You know, it's just a dream day, because that's gonna say a lot about what it is that actually fulfills you, that makes you happy, okay? Now, I don't want you to consider material things. I don't want you to say, I would go on a shopping spree. I would, spend $1 million on a mansion. I would, not material things. These are activities, fun things that you would do if you had a chance to do them, okay? Step number 4, I want you to write down the reasons that you can think of that you do things that you probably don't need to be doing, like saying yes to maybe, let's say you don't want to be a soccer coach, but you've done it for 10 years. Write down the reason that you're scared to leave if it's not making you happy, okay? So I want you to think of the things that you don't like doing, see if they kind of defeat your priorities that you wrote down in step number 1, and then tell me the reasons why you choose to do them. Is it a confidence issue? Is it something where you don't want to disappoint somebody, where you think they're going to think bad of you or tell other people how awful it is that you did this to them? Do you genuinely not want to leave people in distress about something? Why is it that you do the things you do? I want you to write those reasons down and really start to work on them. And we're going to get to that in a minute, but going through these 4 steps is going to bring us to step number 5. So that's why I want you to write all these things down. So if you haven't done it yet, put me on pause and do it. All right, step number 5 is where we're going to physically write out the steps that we just did, but in an actionable plan. Okay, this is something you're gonna reference. I would love for you to do it every single day, but something you can reference where you're saying, you know what, I feel so off track. Again, what is it that I should be doing and I shouldn't be doing? And you're gonna check it against what you're gonna write down right now. Okay, this is your definition of success for you. All right, and it's these 5 simple paragraphs. And I say paragraphs, not like essay paragraphs. It's just a few sentences. Okay, so here's number 1. I want you to write this out. And again, we're on step number 5. So the first sentence, and I'm gonna read it to you. Write this down. It's important that the decisions I make allow XYZ to happen. Now your XYZ are your values, are your morals. So if your values are family time, you have to make sure that the decisions you're making are not gonna sacrifice family time. If it's church, you're gonna make sure that the soccer practice that's scheduled on Sunday, your kid's not going to, okay? And you're gonna tell the coach, this is non-negotiable, my kid's going to church on Sunday instead of soccer practice. To some, that's going to be like, oh, well, you can't do that because then your kid's not going to play, and that's disappointing the team. And then, you know what? Find a different league to play in or a different whatever team to be on if it's going to mess up your schedule, because that's a non-negotiable. The more you miss church because your kid has soccer or a game, the more frustrated you're going to feel. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like this, but it's true, right? If something is constantly barging in on what's important to you, you're gonna feel ticked off and you're gonna feel unhappy about it. And that's where this all comes into play. So go ahead and write down one more time the sentence. It is important that the decisions I make allow XYZ to happen. So you're gonna fill in the rest of those paragraphs, or you can just list again the things that are important to you. But I want you to reference this whenever you take on a new activity or you feel like your life is just chaos. All right, so that's the first sentence you're gonna write. Paragraph 2, in the future, I will avoid any activity or goals that waste time or energy, even at the risk of disappointing others, if it does not align with my priorities. Okay, so that's, again, talking about taking things on that don't fit in with your priorities, okay? And this is just a sentence that just says it's okay. You know, it's okay to say no to these types of things. It's okay for me to follow my path and not do what others expect of me. Now, that of course means if you make a promise with somebody, I don't want you to break it without speaking to them. But, you know, really think about this for a minute, because if you continue to allow things to invade what it is that's important to you, it's going to make you feel unsuccessful in life, unhappy. Okay, so we're again reinforcing that it's okay to do this. And that's going to be something that you're going to reference too. You don't have to make a whole paragraph about that, but you want to let yourself know and remind yourself it is okay to say no to the things that you don't want to do that don't fit into your definition of success. Number 3, I will feel good about focusing more time on blank, fill in the blank, because this activity or activities fulfill me and fulfill my priorities. All right, so what that means is, let's say that you feel guilty because your job takes away from your family. Okay, I have 4 kids and a husband. I have 3 businesses. But guess what? On the flip side, I get to work from home. And who's at my home? My kids and my family, right? So I'm a recovering workaholic. I know that about myself. I love what I do. And sometimes I do it more than I should. Okay, and that sacrifices my priority list. Remember, number 1 was our priorities. That sacrifices that family time. So what this paragraph is saying, that it's okay to say no to the money. Like me, I will work harder so that I can give my kids, you know, the life that I want them to have. And I will be able to stay home if I make more money from home than having to go back out into the workforce as a physical therapist, because I am no longer one, right? It took me 15 years to quit that. But if you can let yourself know that it's okay to spend time doing things that may not further what other people's success definition is, right? So if somebody says, oh, you know, what are you doing tonight? You're just watching TV. Oh yeah, well, that'll get you far in life. Okay, you're gonna never mind that. They don't have any right to tell you that. If you say, you know what, my kids love movie nights, and you're gonna do that once a week instead of coaching soccer, by all means, do it, because that's your priority. Okay, so I know it sounds harsh to some people, but that's what we need to do is we need to stick to our priorities. And you can see how success is defined by that. That's why you have to go through that priority list and those values and those morals to be successful and feel happy again. Number 4, I will begin to cut out these activities from my life that don't align with what I feel is important. All right, and this is just what? The list of things you need to cut. Cut soccer, cut whatever. Make a list. It may only be a couple things, but it could make a huge difference in the way that you feel and the time that you spend doing what it is you want to do with your life. Okay, so number 4 is just a list, but you're gonna reference this because if you just think about it in your head right now and you don't write it down, it ain't gonna happen. Okay, I want this to happen for you, so you have to write it down. Last but not least, number 5 is writing out your goals. Okay, so listen to this. I will begin working toward the following goals that will define my success, not the definitions others set for it. Okay? This is where you're gonna say, you know what? Here's my list of sentences that I wrote, and these are the things I need to work on. Lastly, I'm gonna set those goals. So by October 4th, I will say, can't coach soccer anymore. By this date, I am staying home with my kids 10 more hours a week, or whatever it is. Okay, set those goals in sentence number 5 or paragraph number 5, and then look at them, work toward them. This paper is not going to do you any good if you don't look at it, right? You have to create your plan, and that's where these goals come in. They're the different hotel stays that you have on your way to California, which is success. If you think back to our visual, it really is something that you need to do. You need to think about life. We can sit there and we can think about our problems, right? We can think that's so easy for us to do, right? We can say, oh, my life, I can't pay the bills. Oh, my life, my house is too small. I'm involved in too many things. I'm never home. I work too hard. I'm not paid enough. Yada, yada, yada. It's easy to think about those things, but it's not easy to sit down and make a plan on how to change it, right? Why? Because we don't always know how to do that. As much as we may want to do that, it's not easy. So that's why I encourage you to define your success on your terms through this method. And if you are still one of those people that says, you know what, Erin, that's great, but I don't have time to do that, ain't nobody got time for it, okay? That's where I want you to head to my course, where I actually teach you how to find free time to work on whatever it is you need to work on. So if you're super busy, which I know you are because you're here, head to findyourfreetime.com. That's my 20-minute training, okay? It's a PDF walkthrough. It takes you about 20 minutes. It comes with a video guide if you need it, but I teach you in 5 steps, just the length of this video, how to go from a crazy, chaotic schedule to one that's prioritized so that you make the most productive day happen. You get more done, you're doing things that you need to do, and you're not wondering what to do. It's how to set up your schedule, how to prioritize it. And guess what? You get things done and have time left over. Okay, this is how I got 1 to 2 hours a day of free time, and I want you to find that too. This is the same system I use, findyourfreetime.com. I want you to head there right now and grab that training if this is something that you're serious about. Okay? So again, if you're new to this channel, subscribe. And we do these trainings every week. I will help simplify your life and help you find freedom and joy every day. That's my goal. And I hope you learned something today. If you did, go ahead and comment below what you learned and give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I need your feedback, please. That's how I know what people are interested in, what they're not interested in, okay? Thumbs up if you were interested in this, if you learned something. Thumbs down if it sucked. I need to know. Okay, so please do that for me. Subscribe, and don't forget to join us next week. Stay tuned, and we'll talk to you soon. God bless. So success is different for everybody. Sorry. My papers keep falling.